Welcome back to Coach's Corner East on this Wednesday, the 14th of September already, halfway through the month. I'm your host, Mike Sparks, and we're into the Crestline portion of tonight's show as we get ready to talk Bulldog football. Show's brought to you in part by Steve and Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Galleon and Crestline. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center next to the golf course in Bucyrus, and Joe Kleiman, Associates at the Galleon office of First Federal Bank of Ohio. And filling in for Coach Michael Winland is Assistant Coach Brian Eschelman. Coach, thanks for coming out tonight. I certainly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
You betcha. In week 4, you're at home versus Ridgemont, and another tough loss, 56-0. And you know, when people look at scores and things like that, and you see, well, you've scored 1 TD in 4 weeks, and that's not going to win you a lot of ball games. It's not going to really make you competitive in a lot of ball games as well. But talk a little bit about that game. What happened? Did it get out of hand early? What was the situation?
I think a lot of it had to do with leading up to the game. You know, we dealt with a lot of sickness that week. Our school was on remote learning as well, and as you know, we're creatures of habits.
Yes, we are.
And so, especially football players, and so that kind of threw everything out. You add on top of the fact that we had some injuries and stuff. We had several people that weren't dressed. We had several people that weren't even acclimated yet that came out late. And so we just kind of had one of those deals where it's a bunch of little things, almost like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know, like it just seems like it was just one of those deals where everything added up. And then, of course, it's a little bit difficult to come back when you are down like that. And to get that mental fortitude, I think that's going to come into play in just about any game like that.
Sure. And speaking of that, you mentioned some guys that aren't acclimated yet, so you've picked up some other players along the way, is that?
Yes. We're finally getting the numbers up a little bit to about where they were last year, so we're looking a little bit better on that front. They're going to be good to go for this week. But it was just kind of one of those deals where you kind of wish you had them starting all the way back in June as opposed to showing up now, but we're thankful that they're there.
These guys, and I'm not asking you to name names or anything, but can they bring some much-needed help and maybe even give some other guys a blow so they're not out there?
Definitely. I think that's what we're looking at right now. It's tough going both ways on offense and defense and getting beat up every single practice and then having to come out there for a game and having to go. And, I think this will definitely help us number-wise just to give guys a blow when they need it.
Did Ridgemont do anything on either side of the ball that surprised you that you didn't see on film? You're like, wow, we didn't prepare for that, or was it as advertised?
It was as advertised. I think we were pretty prepared from a coaching point to go into that game. There's definitely some things that we probably should have shored up a little bit, but I do feel like we were ready to go. They did not come out anything unique or different, and so they're pretty much what we expected.
On the line, because your offense being the triple option is so run-dominated, of course, do you see your line starting to get to the point where they're getting a little more physical, pushing bodies off the line of scrimmage, or is that still kind of a point of contention?
Well, that is still a point of contention. We've had to make some adjustments offensively to try to give us an opportunity to come back from some of these deficits that we've been experiencing lately. Mm-hmm. So, we're making adjustments as a coaching staff, trying to make sure that we're competitive and that we can try to claw back a little bit.
Still hanging your hat, though, on that base offense, or maybe making a few adjustments to it?
I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but we're kind of making some adjustments to it a little bit.
All right, we'll leave it at that and see what happens from there. Defensively, even though the games have been certainly one-sided, what have you been happy with what your defense is doing and hanging in there?
Yeah, I did notice quite a bit last week. Our pursuit was pretty strong last week, especially by a couple of players that you kind of see where they're kind of getting a little bit tired of, hey, I don't want to get this score, running up. So they were doing some really good pursuit. I would like to see a little bit more defensive, some aggression. It seems like we're waiting for them to hit us. We want to be more of the hammer instead of the nail.
Yeah, great point. You got a lot of great analogies. I love that death by a million?
A death by 1,000 paper cuts.
1,000 paper cuts. Love that analogy. Can I borrow that one?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks very much. Take a break here before we talk to young men around the table. Show's brought to you in part by Steve and Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Galleon and Crestline. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center next to the golf course in Bucyrus, Joe Kleiman Associates at the Galleon office of First Federal Bank of Ohio, Trevor Shade, the quarterback, senior quarterback up first, and it's been a little bit since we spoke, probably the first week or so, and still not the results that you want yet, but hopefully some things are progressing, and I'm not going to let you or ask you to let the cat out of the bag, but are you pleased with maybe some of these adjustments that you're going to make or presumably you're going to make?
I don't know, I really enjoyed the triple option. I also enjoy throwing the ball. So either way, whatever way we go to, I'll enjoy it.
In those first 4 weeks through that option, did you tuck it a lot? Were you asked to run a lot, or were you handing it off either to your fullback or to someone that was sweeping by?
I did a little bit of both. I was handing off to Jake, trying to get him established, and then once team started locking in on him, I kind of took off a little bit.
And you enjoy that running, tucking and running a little bit?
Yeah.
And you've even taken some punishment. When you do that, I got to ask you, when you do that, do you deliver a hit at the end as much as take one, or would you rather run out of bounds and get out of, or is the coach is down here, get down?
I kind of look for the hit, but I don't know. They hit me.
Yeah, okay. Defensively, you're playing defensive back, right? Have a lot of teams thrown on you this year, or not so much?
Not really.
Okay, so you're coming up and run support and things along that lines. This week coming in, you got Upper Scioto Valley, kind of a long trip to the western part with Hardin County. I imagine McGuffey is probably Hardin County over there by Ada. Another long trip, but that's the way this league is set up. That bother you at all, or it's a business trip? You go and do your thing.
It's just another Friday. We get out there and put 11 guys on the field and play football.
That's it. Just another opportunity, as Coach Dick actually said. They come so fast and they leave so quick, and you only get so many paydays, so to speak. So I hope this one pays off for you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Carter Jones is up next, and how are you doing?
Amazing. How about yourself?
Good, doing well. Thank you very much. And first and foremost, health-wise, how are you feeling physically, other than the normal dings and bruises and soreness?
No.
Feel-
A week ago, I had an ankle injury against Cardington. I was out 6 plays.
Okay.
Played last game, did decent, looking to do great this game.
All right. I know that, numbers, we've talked about that ad nauseum over as the years gone on, and Coach mentioned you had some more kids coming in and getting acclimated. I assume the guys that have stuck with it from the beginning through here welcome these added bodies with open arms. You say, hey, let's be a part of this. Let's change what's going on here. Talk about how you guys communicate with them and try to get them as quickly as you can up to speed, not only mentally but physically.
Just talking to them throughout the day, talking about practice, making quick adjustments, just sort of nailing it in their heads that, hey, this is what you got to do on this is what you got to do on this play. Just making sure that they understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Road game, I know it's always fun to be home, but going to places like this, do you kind of like it just because it's a different environment? It's something fun to do?
I love the weekend.
You like it? Why do you like away games
I
better?
like seeing all the people that don't want me to win.
Yeah, great.
And I like listening to music on the bus ride.
All right, well, that's great motivation. Well, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Best of luck. Carter Kobe, a sophomore, is up next, and thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Line play, because you're on the line, right?
Yep.
Doing things a little bit differently. You guys embrace this as a line and say, okay, we want to do whatever puts us in a position to get better.
Yeah.
You're on board with it.
Yeah.
You're going to do whatever it takes. Have you gotten stronger and starting to get a little more physical? Because Coach talked about defensively, some guys are kind of waiting to get hit rather than delivering a hit. As you've gone through 4 games, are you starting to be more aggressive yourself?
Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get a little more aggressive, but we all will get more aggressive for the way.
You talk about that in the huddle as the game's going on. Say, guys, you got to pick it up. You got to deliver a blow. We're tired of getting pushed around here. Mm-hmm. All right. You watch some film on Upper Scioto Valley. Do they run more? Do they throw more? What do you expect to see from them?
Probably run more.
A little bit of more running. All right. Does that play into your hands as a defense, you think, or maybe it will hurt you a little bit?
I think it'll probably hurt us a little because all the passing is just ran against us all the time.
Well, now's the time to turn the table. So take that opportunity and make the most of it. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Finally, Kenneth Simpson is here, and it's good to see you back again. And your play, have you gotten stronger? Have you gotten better? Have you gotten more mentally tough in situations that you've been put in?
I think so.
And what you need to do to get stronger even yet, and say, we got to turn this ship around real quick. We still got 6 games left to go. I want to be part of that. What have you been telling not only yourself but your teammates as well to get this turned around?
And we gotta keep pushing through.
Yeah, just keep getting stronger, pushing through. We're not going to let anything out of the bag. Maybe a little bit of change offensively. Is change good in that situation when you went all through the summer with this base offense and now all of a sudden kind of shifting gears a little bit? Does it put a little more pep in your step, do you think?
Yeah.
You're excited about it. All right. Away games. Carter said he likes listening to music. You do it too, or is that what pumps you up? No, you don't listen to anything. Do you sleep? Oh, okay, you're just hanging out. All right. Well, good luck. I appreciate you coming out. Thanks so much. Take a break here before we come back. Talk to Coach Eschelman. The show is brought to you in part by the Burkhart family at the Burkhart Farm Center, your Case IH dealer straight west of Gallion on the Manette, New Winchester Road. Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, and Marion. Sweet Baby Ray Jones and Kendra Weaver at Ohio Door and Sash, 120 South Street in Gallion. Mark Osborne at E-Crane International, Route 598 at the north edge of Gallion, as well as Lee Plymo and Brad Seibert at the Plymo Insurance Group, Gallion and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center in North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus. Phil and Sue Schreck at Phil's Deli, just east of the Pizza Hut here in Gallion at the Bridge, and John Rolls at John's Auto Repair Specialist, 800 Scott Street in Crestline. Assistant Coach Brian Eschelman here with us from the Crestline Bulldogs, and you do head on the road week 5, Upper Scioto Valley. Dustin Price is their head coach. They're currently 2-2. Lost to a really good Waynesfield Goshen team last week, 42-14. They do average about 32 points a game, but they give up 21 points a game. And ironically enough, the Rams have scored 99 points in their 2 wins against teams with a combined record of 1-7. And they've only scored 28 points in their 2 losses against teams with a combined record of 7-1. What have you seen on film from them that concerns you on both sides of the ball?
I would say offensively, they are a little bit more of a run-heavy team. They do like to try to get outside into space, from what I could tell. So I would like to make sure that we're shored up on our edges. That's going to be a point of emphasis for us. That was a point of emphasis for us this week, and make sure that we're good there. Defensively, from what I could tell, they had a 5-man front. They were pretty stout there with the 5-man front, and I think that as long as our line comes ready to play and our playmakers come ready to do their job, I think we have a really good shot at it this week.
All right. And anything that you think maybe you can take advantage of in watching that film that you can do to them on the offensive side of the ball?
Without giving away too much of our secrets, I do think that we can open up a little bit. The outsides, I think, are there. I think we can possibly seal that edge a little bit and try to get our playmakers in that ball in space. So. As
a coach that's gone through the ringers of summer stuff and now coming up on the halfway point, does it seem to go quick for you that we're already at the halfway point?
Oh yeah, it came even quicker for me. I was originally with the team last year and everything, and then I had to take a little bit of the summer off, so it even went quicker for me because I came back in August, and it was just like, man, we're already into it, full swing, but I love it every second of it. I love coaching these guys. I mean, we really do have some really good kids on our team, and it's been a blast getting to this point in the season. Now we've just got to try to turn that hump and try to string some wins together.
Yeah, it's a great point that you make there, and I know there's probably people that say, well, the team was unsuccessful because they didn't have the wins that maybe they should have had. But we have to understand, as a sport that has to do with school, it's an extension of the classroom. Mm-hmm. So the lessons that you're instilling in these young people on the football field are lessons that they can take with them as adults, and it's not always about wins and losses. Yeah, it's great to win and win league championships and get accolades and things like that, but it really is an extension of the classroom, and there's lessons to be learned, and I think that's probably what the kids are going through, although everybody wants success too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Well, good luck over in McGuffey this week.
Thank you.
We'll talk next week, see how things turn out, and as we head to the second half of the year, so I certainly appreciate you coming out. Coming up tomorrow on our media schedule, Cleveland Guardians. Do you believe they won again today? Jose Ramirez in the 8th inning with a two. It's pretty doggone special. They have a makeup game tomorrow with the Chicago White Sox. We're going to have coverage beginning at 12:35 with the first pitch shortly after 1 o'clock. 6:05, the Ryan Day Show. Got Toledo coming in. Their quarterback scares me now. Coach Dick said, no problem. Their quarterback scares me. Toledo's quarterback, he's pretty good, but we'll see what Ryan Day says about that tomorrow night at 6:05. High school football again Friday night on WQEL and the OH Report. It is Mohawk at Winford at 7 o'clock. On WBCO, it'll be Colonel Crawford at Seneca East, and Davy Jones will host a Friday night phone board right around 9 o'clock. Saturday, we have Cleveland Guardians baseball. Game 1 of a doubleheader. That'll be coverage beginning at 12:35 against the Minnesota Twins. Saturday night, we will have Ohio State football taking on the Toledo Rockets from Columbus, coverage beginning at 5:30, and then the Cleveland Guardians wrap up their weekend series with the Minnesota Twins, coverage beginning at 1:05 on Sunday. Thanks to everyone here at our Galleon Pizza Hut, especially our manager, Michelle Burris. Thank you to Madison, who is our server tonight. Thanks so much to John Kreider for running the audio and our cameras. Thank you to Galleon football coach Matt Dick and his team, Colonel Crawford football coach Jake Bruner and his team, and Crestline assistant football coach Brian Eschelman and his team. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and most of all, the viewers tuning in on our Facebook page and Crawford County Now page. Certainly appreciate all of you. Thank you for being part of the show. For WQL Sports, this has been Mike Sparks reminding you, spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.